think watching that video?
Oh, shit.
I don't know. That's just funny.
Hang on.
Hey, is yours working?
I don't know.
Hello.
There
Yes.
you go.
That was so cool.
Yeah,
We did a lot of stuff.
I know. It's...
But I was sitting there, I leant over to Bob and I was like, kiss! Yeah.
So welcome to the Eliza and Bob panel, whatever you're gonna call it. We're basically gonna open up the Q&A and I'm gonna ditch them and go have lunch. So if you'd like to line up and ask Bob and Eliza questions, our only request is please don't ask anything too personal, and then but about the show, about the current projects, past projects, Henry, you know, to a degree, dogs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoy your panel.
Keep Panda out of this.
Enjoy your lunch,
Yeah.
You deserve it. Oh, we're unsupervised. Mom's gone to lunch.
I guess they think we're responsible.
Yeah, now. We're parents now. We can do this. All right, let's take some questions. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
This question is not for you. This is for the audience. Who wants Conageddon 5?
I didn't hear that, sorry.
Who wants Conageddon 5?
I heard that. I heard it that time.
Can you make it happen?
Can we make it happen? I mean, I can't be beholden to what's said now, but if we do make it happen, we'll make sure that you guys get more lead time, because we definitely need more lead time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been really wonderful this year, and it feels like our Conageddon family has grown, and we've got more people here, but it still feels very
Personal.
welcoming and personal, and that's you guys, that's our Boston family here that helps us out, and yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I was kind of dreading, I was really nervous about running another like this one, and then when I got here and saw everyone, it just feels like family and a really nice place to be. I think you said it last night, it felt really healing, and
It has been healing.
lovely to be with all the other cast and all you guys as well. So, with that in mind, I'm not going to make an announcement just yet. We're going to kind of sit down and have some discussions, but...
Thank you, Bob.
We would love to do another one for sure.
We would love to. We're trying to be diplomatic, you
We
know.
always say, we're like, and this is the last one. That's it. This is the last one. And then we get through. We said that after the first one?
Second one is the first one.
Oh
We
my
announced the
God.
second one of the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing in the first one. I think we're kind of starting to figure it out. Yeah.
I think we figured it. I mean, you guys are having fun, right? Yeah. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
Anyway.
Afternoon, how you going?
Hi.
You have Drunk Zach to thank for the Conageddon 5 stuff. He was on the stage.
Dude, it was the first thing he said to us this morning. Apart from,
Yeah.
So, as the Australians have started to take over the American entertainment industry, mostly coming from Home and Away or Neighbors, I did some research, and I have a Neighbors alumnus trivia question for the two of you.
Oh, yeah.
Of some of the major American entertainment awards, be it the Academy Awards, Golden Globes, the Emmys, and the Grammys, can you tell me what category you guys have secured the most awards in? Of those four,
Out
from
of
the
the Neighbours alumni.
Neighbors alumni, yeah.
Ooh.
Did Naomi Watts come from Neighbours?
She did.
Yeah. I think it's... Anne Rusty came from Neighbours. Guy Pearce came from Neighbours. Not many of us came from Home and Away. Good thing I did both.
Where's your Emmy?
Come on, Home and Away. Like, Home and Away is more popular, but it seems like Neighbours is the star factory. I'm going to go with...
Oscar.
The Oscars. So you're going with Oscars? I was thinking, yeah.
Could be.
I was thinking Golden Globe.
Oh, I don't know.
You're gonna have to tell us.
Oh, no, I have the results and I have all the answers too.
Go on.
Technically, whatever you said would have been correct.
Okay.
Because as of this year, the answer is now all 2 for everything.
Oh.
Because Kylie just won.
Grammy?
Kylie Minogue. She has 2.
I thought she was just big in the UK.
No, her new album is
She
like,
won, yeah, she won
Well,
one in
yeah.
like 2004, and then she just won a Best
Another
Dance
one?
Song in 2024. Padam. I don't know if you know that song, but she just won her second Grammy. But it's 2 for everything. Russell Crowe has an Academy Award for Gladiator and a Golden Globe for A Beautiful Mind. Kylie's got her 2. Heath Ledger won an Academy Award for The Dark Knight.
He was on Home and Away.
According to my research, he was also on Neighbours, at least for a little bit.
He's just like me.
Chris Hemsworth was technically on both because he was on Neighbours for 1 episode.
I didn't know that.
Really?
He was on for 1 episode, and 1 episode only hit a
Liam was on
cameo.
that.
He worked in Sudden Shock.
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn won an Emmy for Bloodline for Best Supporting Actor,
Oh, right.
and Guy Pearce won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor for Mildred Pierce. So it's 2 across the board. So it's
Alright, so
technically a trick
basically what
question.
you're saying is we need to go and win some awards. It's on my list. It's on my manifestation list.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for that.
For that lesson.
Trivia.
Hi.
Hi.
I know that mental health is an important thing for both of you, but watching the show, there's just so many characters going through suicidal attempts or threats of suicide. Clark, like 3 times, I think. Was there ever a discussion, like as characters with Jason or with the writers, I know the writers aren't there with you guys acting, but about addressing that more on the show? I know there was a little bit with the suicide cult-ish, but like it just kind of carried throughout the show. Like was there kind of a pushback to say, hey, we got to talk about this in some way?
It's a good question.
It is a good question, and I think that were the show to be made now, with much more awareness put on it, I think there would be a much more emphasis put on our own health surrounding that. Like I've just done a show that deals with that subject matter, and we had therapists and we had sessions and everything like that, because it affects so many of us, and it was handled in such a delicate and sensitive way. You know, it's on the 100 everything was so heavy as well. And no, there wasn't like
No, there weren't really any
discussions
or professionals brought in. It was a little bit, I think it was just a little bit before
Yeah.
they
They had some
started
guidelines in
doing,
place and
yes,
stuff like
the
that. Yeah.
guidelines,
Yeah.
for that sort of thing, which would have been really good, because I think when I finished the 100, I realized that I had a lot of stuff to work through. Just through osmosis of doing that show in such heavy subject matter for so many years, so it's interesting.
It is interesting, yeah. Like living in that mindset for 6-7 months of the year.
Yeah.
Whether or not you realise that you can take on some of that stuff on board, so yeah. And I think that it's also part of our job as actors is to be able to work through that, or learning how to
leave it on
negative
set.
set. And I think over the years have gotten, or definitely tried to get better at that, or to leave work at work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely better at it now than we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So we know Harper and Monty spent like the rest of their lives in space. Do you think if Clark and Bellamy had known that it was going to take like 100 and some odd years and that they couldn't go back to Earth, that they would have chosen to go into cryosleep?
I don't know. Like it could, from for all of us, our perspective is living on Earth. Like those characters kind of lived a lot of their lives in space. So I don't know if they particularly enjoyed being on Earth. Like there was probably some real novelty to it, but maybe the safety of being in cryosleep and being in space might have been something that they actually craved. Like
I didn't even think of that.
yeah, like if we, and never at one point did any of the kids say, I wish I was back on the ark. I wish I was safe with my mum. I wish I was, but that's probably some sort of inner monologue they did have. But us as Earthlings didn't even think like that, did we? I only just thought even the whole entire time I was on the show, I didn't think Bellamy was like, oh, I want to go back to space, where things were simpler. But looking at it now, he might have gone, you know what? I like it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, so I've got 2 questions. The first one is for Bob. I was able to ask Eliza this yesterday, but what is your favorite stage of life where your son is at right now? Like, what's your favorite development that he's doing?
I mean, everything's really amazing, and you are surprised by certain things that he picks up, and the things that he's actually paying attention to. One thing that I do find quite funny is it seems like we're getting to the stage of potty training, you know, and you know, I have to
PP potty.
the PP potty, and I have to teach him. He has to learn from me. Yeah.
Well, you can tell my husband.
Yeah. But it has been like, as a father, that first kind of, definitely the first 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and even, you know, kind of throughout, mum is the key, and mum is the key to everything, even from you know, like she is the matriarch of the house. Nothing would run without her. But now, from time to time, Henry will come to me for affection, and I really love that, you know, and that's what I really love. I love being able to like play and hug with him and stuff like that. So yeah, when I don't get that, then Panda or Bowie are in, like I'm just like, ugh. Actually, I've realised how affectionate I am with the dogs and Henry. Without them being here, I'm just like all over.
It's just clinging to me.
Yeah.
Like in bed last night, he was just like, oh, where's Ollie? Where's Panda? And I was like, I like this. They could go.
I was like, don't you kill Panda. But yeah, now she knows how the dogs feel.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That is, I'm really loving the affection, and I'm much more affectionate than I thought I was. So, yeah.
And then my second question is for both of you guys. Did you keep anything from set?
Yeah, I did. I mean, we kept a lot of our jackets, and I've got the little deer, the 2-headed deer that Finn made Clark in season 1.
She's still holding out for him.
Yeah. And what else do I have? Oh, I have a Mount Weather sign.
Oh yeah, we found a box full of like
The stuff that I rated the props department when we finished.
yeah, and like a newspaper about Tioza.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
There's we've got seat backs, like the
Oh, yeah.
our cast seat backs, and then yeah,
Yeah, your director's feedback.
like yeah, I've got the
My
collectible
director's
board.
feedback, even though I didn't end up directing. That one's a bit bittersweet. I'm like, do I put this on the wall? I haven't directed.
Yeah, but you will if you want to. That's
Yeah.
kind of up to you, I believe.
But yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I know, yeah, I've got the season 4 jacket. And Carol made one for Henry, which is the cutest thing.
Yeah, which made him blubber like a baby.
Yeah,
It is so cute.
ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so for an epic snowball fight, which characters would you choose to be on your team?
For a snowball
And
fight,
an epic snowball
an
fight
epic.
An epic snowball fight. Which character would I choose?
to be on your team.
I would choose. Oh my god. I just want to say Adina, but I'm blanking on her character name.
Indra.
Indra! I would choose Indra.
Who? I think it was Lexa who threw the spear that almost killed the Ice Queen, right? Whichever grounder threw the one that killed Jasper. Or didn't kill. No, yeah. It's got to be a grounder, basically. None of us like space kids have got a good arm, I don't think.
No, not as good as that ground.
Yeah, so I guess it would be Lexa, or Rowan, or Lincoln.
I mean, in fairness, Rowan is like from Asgard, which is like the Ice Nation. It's-
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of
He
snow.
knows his way around a snowball.
Yeah.
Icy wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Echo.
Echo, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
There's a lot of people on our team now.
Yeah. Big team.
Hello, I guess I'll say it now since he's not here. There are a lot of mysteries and unknowns in this universe. Like, not this show, like our actual universe.
I thought you were doing the intro to Ghost of
If you can have the answer to one mystery or unknown, which one would you want to know?
I know.
What?
I want to know about the afterlife. Yes.
Yeah?
You know, like what happens when we die?
So valid.
That's mine. You'd be aliens, right?
Yeah, I mean, other life, there's other life out there, basically. But there's just so many conspiracy theories that I want to know about.
Oh yeah.
Which ones?
Well, I mean, you know, like, if there were ancient civilizations and all that stuff here on Earth, like...
He watches a lot of Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
One woo.
Yeah, I was trying to get my hair big and woofy like Giorgio's today. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess more about the ancient civilizations, and then kind of like the global conspiracy of government. Yeah.
It's really going on there.
Also,
You only got to pick one. You know that?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Are we just a game of Sims, you know? Yeah. Anyway.
There you go.
Hello. I have a silly question for Bob.
Okay.
Are you thinking about joining Team Blonde Hair again anytime soon?
That's not silly, it's serious.
It's a nice team.
Yeah, it's a good team. I did it because we were on an actor strike, and I was like, well, I don't need to look like my headshot. And, you know, I got to kick this up for my headshots, so. Not anytime soon, and also, Henry doesn't seem to recognize me with blonde hair. So, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, if you point to a picture of him with blonde hair,
He's like,
doesn't know who that person is.
yeah.
It's pretty funny. Dada!
No, he did look at a picture of a model on a wall.
At
He
the
went,
mall.
At the mall, and went, Dad.
It's true.
Thank you.
Hi. Last Conageddon, I asked for directing advice, and I remember Bob told me to take acting classes, and you, Eliza, told me to trust my intuition, and also don't micromanage, because nobody likes that guy. And I'm happy those are some of the best advice, and I keep it to my heart, like, ever to today. And I'm happy to say that I finished my undergrad thesis short film directing it this past week, actually. So it's like but it's like a full circle and seeing you guys, and I just wanted to let you guys know that that meant the world to me, and yeah, hold it to my heart. And I was wondering, are you guys still interested in the directing path, or like any projects on the horizon, or screenwriting, or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I really loved directing music videos. And I would do that again in a heartbeat. But if I were to direct, a show or something, that would be amazing. I'd just have to probably go back to school and, study again, because I don't know if I remember everything that I learned. Just about the more, not so much the creative side, but the shot listing and all that stuff.
Yeah, and for me, I'd love to direct more, but it would have to be, I don't see it for the next 10 years. Acting is something that I feel comfortable in, and to be able to go and do my job and come home. And I know that when you're directing, it takes up a lot more bandwidth. There is a lot more aspects and things you need to consider, and so it wouldn't be like I'd do the 14-hour day and then come home and be able to hang out with Henry, and I'd come home and then be working on shot lists for the next day, putting out fires here, talking to departments there. It's a little bit too much to take on whilst Henry's so young, so I think it's something that I'd revisit if I'm lucky enough to when he's a bit older. But I was just chatting to Shelby and Sarah about directing, and we're talking about directing and acting. This is a bit of a tangent. but directing to me feels more like a mathematical thing. Like there are certain outcomes, there are things that you know you need to get. Like I have this shot, I know I can edit this, I know I can do that, and you can put all those pieces together. And in that way, it's very finite. And with acting, you can sometimes you can say your lines, nail all the scenes, but you go home and you go, I don't know if I got it. Whereas directing, you can go home and go, I know I've got every element that I need to put this together. So I feel like they're two different aspects of the same storytelling process. So yeah, for me it's like two different parts of my brain that could be stimulated. Long story short, yes, I'd like to direct again, but in a little while.
And then me and Eliza, I'm graduating this semester actually at UT Austin, and I remember you were taking online nonprofit business management courses at UT Austin, so that's pretty cool. Fun fact.
Yeah, small world, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Oh, good luck with everything and happy graduation.
Hi guys.
Hey.
A while back during the pandemic, you guys did like a little cooking show.
Yes!
Yeah, I really love that. I got to go to it. It was one of the first things that I went to. And my friends and I, we made the pasta that y'all made and had like a girls' night.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was so fun. It was the
Like
first...
pasta from scratch?
Yes, it was the first time I'd ever made it from scratch.
Did you crack an egg on your head?
Like I didn't, no.
You didn't make it from scratch.
I didn't realize pasta tasted so different when you made it like yourself.
Oh my god, it's amazing, isn't it?
But I know you guys like to cook and bake, so I was wondering if you've been making any new recipes or if you have a recipe you would recommend to try.
We have not
been
cooking.
It's kind of funny, like, yeah.
You've been baking.
I started baking again, but I think, like, it's fair to say that Henry didn't sleep for the first year, so we didn't sleep for the first year. And so only now that he's starting to kind of be more regular, we're starting to pick up on the other things that we used to do a bit more.
That fell by the wayside.
Yeah, so I've started baking again, but just kind of like Australian sausage rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally recommend making Australian sausage rolls.
I did a meat pie.
Oh,
yeah. You did?
Yeah, it was really good.
Good.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love meat pie.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Next time we hopefully will have cooked some new things
Yeah.
for you.
I haven't seen the cooking thing. I'd love to see it back again. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think
We
you
never-
can.
yeah,
It was
I
just
think it's
live.
gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
This is actually my first Conageddon, as
Wow.
well as
Welcome.
and also I just started watching the show last week, so thank you for all the stories.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, you're like 4 years too late. That's on
My brother's been telling me to watch it for years, and I just said, I'll get to it.
You're like, I'll get to it, but
10
I'll go to a
shows
fan
later.
convention for it. And find out everything.
Hey, it's all right.
I'm just messing.
But my question is,
Sorry.
so my question is, what you know now, was there one thing that you wanted to change then, at the very beginning when you first met each other?
When we first met each other, like
Like
us
in
as
the
people or in the show?
In the show.
In the show.
Yeah, I was, might have been on the panel with Marie yesterday, like, after watching all the stuff we went through, like if I could go back and reshoot the pilot, it would be totally different. Like you do a pilot, you never know if it's going to get picked up. You never know anything.
You don't really
and you
know
don't
what
even
the
know the
show
character.
is
Yeah, you
yet.
don't even know the character.
Yeah.
You don't know what the relationships are. But the Bellamy and Octavia of it all, and me knowing him much more, like that first time he sees her would be such a different moment, you know? And it was like the second time that I met Marie, you know, and it was like, how could I know that we'd end up working together for 7 years, and I'd learned so much more about what their relationship is. So yeah, there'd be things where I'd be like, if I had the chance and the knowledge I have now to go back and do, that one moment is probably something that I would be more, I definitely try and imbue it with more. Not that I didn't care, it's just that I didn't know, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you mean like our first meeting on the show? Or just
Anything.
Like
It could be anything. It's a very broad question.
No, you're like, no, I played
No.
everything perfect.
I don't know, I just like that first episode, that pilot, I was like living my best life. It was my dream come true. It was my first American show. I was like walking on air the entire shoot. I loved every second of it. And so for that reason, I just don't think that I would want to change, I would want to mess with it.
Yeah, I think that really works for Clark as well.
Yeah.
Landing on the ground and it being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, I just loved it.
Well, I appreciate the show so far, and I can't wait to keep watching it more.
Thank you so much for being like a new fan of the show too. Like I love hearing that people are only just discovering it, and yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hello.
my name's Sierra. I have a question and a request. So my question is, why didn't Clark pick up the notebook?
You know, I feel like it's my fault in a way for dropping the ball that day, because that should have come into my mind as actor. You know, playing said character, shooting said character, needing said book, and it didn't. And I don't know. It was just like.
I wouldn't put that down to you.
But I'm like, usually I would ask questions like that, but I think because of like, you know, the circumstances and the choices that were made that were beyond our control, I was just so like, well, okay. I mean, like, I was just like, I guess this is what's happening and I'm just gonna do it. And it was also, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Why didn't she pick up the book?
She was out of ammunition. She's a.
Is that what we've decided?
The guards that would have shot her.
The guards would have gotten me otherwise.
Yeah. And the
They
bridge
might as
was
well
closing.
just shoot your best friend. One bullet left. There's 3 people here. Why didn't you pick it up?
I don't know, Ben. I don't know.
And then my request is, I think I told you, Eliza, but we haven't told you, Bob, that our daughter, her name is Clark Madison, our firstborn. And our secondborn is Kinsley Raven, but Raven's not here. So I was just wondering, Eliza, if you'd be willing to like say a shout out or a word to your namesake. I think you did yesterday during the Eliza Lola panel, but we weren't in here. We were getting photos or autographs or something, so we didn't get that. So I was wondering if you'd be willing. She's 1 right now. She's closer to Henry's age. She'll be 2 in June. But if you would give her a shout out, maybe a word of advice or something on the recording for her to see one day.
Your phone's on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now it's recording.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
What?
Are you recording, Kenneth? Okay, her dad's recording. It's okay.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, that's Kenneth. That's her dad. That's actually how we met.
Congratulations, by the way.
Like 6, 7, almost 7 years later, because of you guys, because of the 100. Because he was like, we're college kids. Netflix and chill. Let's watch this show.
Yeah.
They want you to come up here, Kenneth. Mike said come up, and Heather said come up. So he has a tattoo on his back. We're like the biggest fans. I know everybody here. A lot of people have
Take
tattoos.
it off.
But
Take it off.
yeah. I mean, I give you permission. You can take your shirt off.
Okay, let's get serious now. I just want to say, Clark Madison, you don't know me, but my name's Eliza, and I play Clark, mother of Madison, on the show The 100. Now, you might be wondering, what's that? Well, I'm sure your parents will fill you in. They are amazing. You are in such safe hands. I love your parents, and I'm sure you do too. And yeah, do you have any words of wisdom to impart?
Clark, you don't know me. I play Bellamy, Clark's best friend. And I'll leave it at that.
We love you, you're gorgeous. There we go.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate that.
So I'm going to follow that up with a really unpopular question. As one of the 10 people who are a really big fan of season 7, it can be really hard.
I love hearing that. I do.
It can be hard
I have no
to come to
shame in
these
that.
conventions because a lot of people voice their dislike and different views of it, so it can actually be kind of difficult. So on behalf of the people who love season 7 and do see reasons for why you shot Bellamy, sorry, can you guys just give me, like, or give all of us, like, one of your favorite scenes or memories from season 7?
What favorite scenes and memories?
Yes, something from season 7 that you
Okay,
appreciate.
cool. My gosh, I really should rewatch the show before we do this thing.
I will say, I think you should give it a shot. My wife actually greatly disagrees with me until I made her do a rewatch, and now she's found a lot of things that she feels differently about season 7.
This is why I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
So season 7, what happens?
I can't help you.
Yeah. Totally different storylines, pretty much, until bang bang.
Season 7, I'm off on my special planet with my boyfriend, right?
Was there anything redeeming about shooting that episode?
Hey?
Did you like anything about shooting that episode?
I love that episode.
I love that episode too.
Yeah.
And I really, when I read that episode, I was like, this is super cool. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna dig this.
It was cool to come back and do that,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. That was like my favorite part of season 7.
I love
Yeah.
seeing it all
I'll take you off.
bearded and snowy. That was awesome.
It was cool, it was fun. They did an amazing job with that.
They did.
Yeah. It was odd to play the kind of at peace Bellamy or, the brainwashed Bellamy, and playing it so devoid of any sort of connection to others. And I know that it kind of put people off kilter. Like when you played Josephine, I just thought it was the weirdest thing, because I'd be like, full Bellamy, and she would be Josephine. And I'd be like, we're not connecting, why aren't you, what's happening? And she's like, I'm Josephine. I'm like, I'll play Clark again. But anyway, yeah, that's season 6 though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll take it. Can I ask one more for my wife?
Of course.
Quantum Leap. We know your favorite episode was the 50s. Was that also your favorite look?
Yes.
Okay, she loved that.
Yes. That's my favorite look. I loved it.
We love you on that show. It was great.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, because you couldn't think of anything.
Hey,
Hey, Dave.
so 10 years removed from the show premiering, 4 years removed from an ending, and a lot of things changed in your lives, everyone's lives. Do you have any new thoughts on what's made The 100 resonate so much with people, this far removed from it?
Oh.
Yeah,
It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised by the show that is still quite popular throughout Netflix, and that it's finding new viewers and everything like that.
So cool.
And there's an intensity to the show that I haven't seen on many others. It's very addictive. However, if I knew why people like certain things, then I'd be pretty rich, If yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that people just fall in love with these characters. It's yes, there's that dystopian I always thought it was it grabbed people because of that. If I were put in that situation, how would I survive? We're really fascinated by that sort of post-apocalyptic stuff. But I just think that the human element of it, just these very real, broken, but beautiful people all trying to survive together is,
Well, I also think maybe there is creeping into the social conscience this idea of limited resources. It's becoming much more apparent, and we're much more aware of it. And the show is kind of like a grim outlook of what could happen. But in a kind of hive mind way. I think that we're all becoming much more aware of how we need to coexist and to incorporate the environment into that. And yeah, not to get too dark or about it or anything, because I like to look on the bright side of stuff, but maybe there's an element of that, you know.
What do you think, David?
Yeah. Putting me on the spot. I guess I'd say the show just covers so much ground. Thematically, emotionally, all the characters are so rich and varied. And like I think to Bob's point, like the intensity is like off the charts, and the show has such emotionality to it. But I think its core themes are just timeless, and people keep coming back to it. And just look how many new people are at this convention.
I know, it's so cool, man. Yeah.
Well, so thanks for that, and thanks to you two for just being so great at what you do and for being so giving to all of us stuff.
Me too, I wish I had a better answer.
Yeah, your answer was better than ours.
Yeah, well. But he kind of answered with both of ours into one. So.
Yeah, you kind of stole from our answer.
Hi.
Hi. This is, I don't know, this has probably been asked before, but this mic is kind of dead, so I wouldn't know. You guys are kind of biased. I mean, you are Bellark, but what do you think of Clexa?
What do we think of Clexa?
Clexa.
Oh, it was beautiful. I mean, you know, we all know the obvious, you know, her ending was really rough on a lot of people, and that's kind of tarnished a lot of it, but it was an incredible relationship to see played out, and it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think so, and I like, the one thing that, like, we were, like, us as actors had, like, we were happy for the story to go and everything like that, and it's just, love is love.
Yeah.
But what happens throughout, there became like an us and them kind of mentality throughout
Yeah,
there, and none of us had that, and it made it really difficult at times to talk freely about it. Like, yeah, Alexa and Clark are amazing, you know, it's like Bellamy and Echo, but there is this kind of tribalism that sweeps in amongst everything, not just this show, a lot of shows, you know, how fandoms can get divided, and but we all enjoy the show, and we were all part of bringing that story to life. So I always liked when storylines for other people worked, because it meant that our show was working, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a great element to have in the show.
Yeah. And that's why, like, you know, it's over the years we've had people go like, are you team Clexa or team Bellark? And I'm like, no teams, you know, like, that's...
But I also understand how important it is for people to...
Yeah, of course. I just, like, I love both relationships so much, and they're both really important. So yeah, I love Clexa. Yeah. Thank you.
I have a very serious question for you guys.
Yes.
A couple of us wanted to ask you this, and they're here today, so just wanted to ask. What will it be, fellas? Mustard or ketchup?
What?
It's a TikTok.
It's a TikTok.
It was a joke that we had, and so I was like, what if we do that during the panel? I'm just...
And do we have to answer?
Yeah. You can actually answer if you want.
What is it?
Mustard or ketchup?
Mustard or ketchup?
I'm not a big fan of either. I'm a mayonnaise person.
Yeah, I like eat mayonnaise with a spoon.
Yeah, and he drinks soy sauce out of it. I know.
Yeah, a real keeper.
So, Vegemite trumps all. Yeah. It's beautiful. You haven't done it right.
I saw you do that in an interview one time.
Yeah, I did it on a talk show.
If you do it, like eat Vegemite, like it's something weird. I saw you do that,
It was weird to do it.
What do you mean do it? Eat it.
I know, I was showing the host of the talk show how to
eat Vegemite?
How to prepare it properly.
Yeah, but we also have a difference of opinion on that.
Well, that has had our house divided for many years.
You took half the jar with one piece of toast.
Yeah, that's
like
what I
him.
did.
Yeah, but then this guy who never had it took a bite and he's like, oh my god. And his
Yeah.
face was hysterical.
Well, Henry likes it.
Henry does like it. I feel like I've done my job as an Aussie mum. Doing part that on him.
That was that.
Thanks, guys.
My favorite movie genre is horror and thriller, so I actually wanted to ask about I'll Be Watching.
Yeah.
How fun was that to film, or was it not fun to film, and would you do something similar again?
I mean, I just like don't watch any horror because I have nightmares. And like if I watch anything even a little bit scary, it burrows into my brain and I have terrible, terrible nightmares.
It's true.
So but like filming something like that's different, right? But it just, when I watched the finished product, I just was like, I have nothing to compare this to. So I don't know what that movie is even.
But I remember when we were shooting it, you were pregnant.
I was very pregnant.
And so like she'd be like screaming and doing something like, it's okay.
Oh yeah, I would be like, you know, like, yes. I was
And I was like so
running and screaming and
yeah.
And then every time they called cut, I was like, I'm just acting, baby, I'm just acting.
And I was like, so like Papa Bear, like, she needs to go home now. They're like, one more shot. I'm like, no more shots. She's going home.
Yeah, I had to
rest.
have a 12-hour caveat so that.
And I was like, yeah, she's got to go home.
Yeah, he was really like, I was like, that's my man. Like, he really stood up for me on that movie. It was really good. But it was fun. Of course it was fun.
Yeah.
The only weird part was like, we were so excited to play a married couple, but then we realized how dysfunctional they were. And I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mad at you.
But it was fun. Like it was, going into Atlanta. And
Yeah, we got to hang out there. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just, it was cool. It was really cool.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I've watched the series about 7 times through, and not every single season 7 times through, but yeah. So I followed your storylines the whole time. I think like many other people, season 7 with you guys, it just after the death, it just made me slip into like this little week-long depression. I just couldn't get like a hold of it. So I know that the show like has impacted a lot of people as we get very invested in it. And I kind of have a 2-part question. So funny enough, this is my first Conageddon 2. I've heard of the word before, but I didn't know what it was. Conageddon, I didn't look into it.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
I don't know. It sounds like something, but yeah, this is my birthday weekend, so
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So funny enough, Conageddon have fallen on my birthday before, and I wish I was there for all of them. But yeah, so 2-part question is, I always wondered how you guys felt about like the Echo and Bellamy relationship. I think especially because I know it kind of came on us pretty quickly, unexplained. I didn't really quite believe that it's not the best, my favorite relationship. Love Echo, love Tassia, but I didn't really believe it, didn't really fall for it. And I'm just kind of wondering how you guys felt about it. I know you've said, Eliza, that you've left like the writing to the writers, and you just let them do their thing. And I know, Bob, you've said that you needed a mental health break, that you let them, if they had to rewrite the season, they had to rewrite the season, and you let them do what they wanted to do. But I wanted to know how you guys felt about that relationship and how that was evolving, and what would have happened, like if there was a breakup, how would the breakup ideally would have happened, and would the relationship have happened at all?
The Bellamy and Echo of it all, I think, if we had a chance to see how it came, I know we had like one flashback in season 7 of like them bonding, but really it was quite a big shift about those two being together. And then the time that we actually saw them together, like Bellamy's greatest love in the show is Octavia. So once Octavia's back in the picture, like she is the only woman that he knows how to love, and maybe it's a dysfunctional love that he has with his sister because of his being passed down this this inner monologue from his mother, but I don't think any relationship would have been successful for Bellamy until he understood that his sister was her own person and he was his own person. So, what's that?
We have to finish.
Oh, we got to finish.
I was not looking at the time.
Oh yeah, sorry. But yeah, I think that any relationship, even with Gina and Echo, Gina was real. It was always, Octavia was his one true love.
Yeah, did that make it a little weird for, playing Clark? Did it feel kind of weird to watch the relationship?
Yeah, I remember, I think there was a beat in season 5
Did you
where I see you guys embrace, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how to feel about that. That was really fun to do, actually. It was like,
And the last thing I wanted to say real quick, and you wrap it up, but the second part of the question was kind of going into that season 7, and what I mentioned about you guys leaving it to the writers. Would you have, do you have any idea of what you would have really changed if you were actually in control a little bit more of the situation?
I was really just grateful that I had the time off. And I don't want to speculate about changing and everything like that because I was actually really fortunate that they gave me the time off. And at the time, maybe I was very upset, but in retrospect, I really needed that time off.
yeah.
And so, it's not an easy job to scramble and rewrite an entire season of a show, which they have to put together and pitch to the studio before they even get to make it. So I kind of really messed that up with about a week to shooting. And so whatever they did and however they pulled it off, I commend them for it, and I did need that time off. So if that makes sense.
So when you guys saw the script, then it just became whatever it is because. Or was there any sadness or hurt or just acceptance?
Oh, look, I don't hold any of that anymore. There might have been moments where I did feel I don't want this to be going in this direction. But, God, now I'm just we were so fucking lucky to have that job for so many years, and however it all played out. What an absolutely life-changing joy it was. So,